Hello, today is November 7th, 2015. I'm Jeff Tennant. Thursday night I had no call for Friday and we closed with no change. It's been quite some time since I had a no call, but in the past whenever I've said no call, almost always the market closes without much of a change. One of these days I suppose I'll have enough guts to say we closed on change, but Thursday night wasn't the time, and no call means no call, and that means no credit. We did have a target, which I said ultimately would print, 2088.82, and that did print, and there was support under it. During the day, MEJT here said ultimately higher prices would print. They did. It said the move was a false move and that prices would retrace to this line, which they did here pretty much on the dot. In the afternoon, it said the move up was false and prices would retrace, which they did. There isn't any new call for Monday, and that forces us to rely on other things. In general, if you have an all-day rally, especially on a Friday, it continues on Monday. It's a pretty good signal, but it's not so good when you cannot close over the middle of the day high, and closing over just because of the action of the irrelevant last 5 minutes isn't good enough for me. It also isn't all that strong when you rally all day long and you can't recover from this early drop. I did point out that we'd have a buy signal from Tom DeMark on the 15-minute chart. We got it. There was a rally, but despite rallying all day, we couldn't really clear bar number 13, the one that gave that signal. Not good. We did have one potentially positive sign. We dropped down, undercut all these lows, and we closed over all of them. That can be good, but it needs follow-through. If there's no follow-through, it doesn't really count. That means we have to trade over this closing high. We do have a wall into the close. Often that leads to a gap down. We have a significant trend line right at the high. We've got here's your 61.8% retracement. There's resistance from that. If you look at this rally here, you'll see we just rallied 61.8% of that. There's some other things, all of which give us strong resistance at Friday's closing high. I think the odds are good that we're going to have a gap outside of Friday's range at Monday's open. If we gap up over this high, this would constitute a successful test of these lows. But that's not what I think is going to happen. I think the odds favor we gap down, undercut this low, and have a move under the FOMC announcement greater than the move over it, which would put us down into the 2050s. That's what I've been saying, and until I'm proven wrong, that's the call I'm going to stick with. The call for Monday is a gap outside of the range, most likely, almost certainly, a gap under this low with a move down to the 2050s. And if I'm wrong, which can happen, it'll be obvious before the market opens, and that's today's call.